Since I think like the middle of May, I have been doing an in-depth literary analysis of the Cruel Prince series. It is now the end of September and I just finished with the third book, but I'm not done with the Cruel Prince world just yet. I'm not only going to be doing a video with my same dissection literary analysis for both the novellas for like Cardan and Terrence, but also for the Stolen Heir. But before I do so, I wanted to do a video talking about Cardan's letters to Jude. And yes, I did print them out and put them on pretty pieces of paper because I like to read them when I'm having a bad day. But I'm very excited to talk about these letters, especially after seeing Rosie Thorne 88's fan art that she just posted not that long ago, because she did the different like video pictures of Cardan writing each of the letters and showed it as the 5 stages of grief. So I'm very excited to like kind of dig a little bit into that and dig even deeper into each letter. Now the first stage of grief is denial, and you can definitely see that in the first letter where he's saying like, obviously you're being overcautious, but like just to let you know, like everything's settled, you can come back, because he's in denial that she hasn't done so yet. Because up to this point, remember in chapter 1 of the second book of The Wicked King, while at court, Cardan watched her figure out the trick, the loophole that Mother Mara was trying to perform with him, tricking him with this gift, accepting this gift, but that meant that he would have to marry either herself or her daughter. And Jude had figured that out. And he's seen her other times figure out, you know, fairy tricks and loopholes, but yet she hasn't figured it out here, and he's in denial that she hasn't figured it out. The next stage is anger, and we see it reflected not only with himself and the way that he's wording, but he's wondering if she's angry at him by saying like, I cannot imagine there's much in the human lands that interests you. I'm supposing you're not coming back because of me, but I urge you to come be angry at a near distance. Like he's assuming that on both, like he's obviously angry that she hasn't returned, but he's assuming she's angry too. The next stage is bargaining. You can definitely see it like immediately with the first line being like, you're in no mood for games. Very well, I am in no mood for them either. And then like ending with, come home and shout at me, come home and fight with me, come home and break my heart if you must. Like he's like, please, 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 like I'll do whatever you want to me, just come home. Now the next one is depression, and this letter could be argued as being anger, but I don't think so, because it's short and sweet. It's saying, not even responding to my missives is ridiculous and beneath you, and I hate it. I think if he was truly angry, he would be throwing so many words at her, you know, poking at her, try to get her angry too. But here he's, I think, so depressed that he's at a loss for words. And we know Cardan is a wordsmith. He is very good with his words, and I even here there's no, you know, second meaning to his words. He's just upfront. What he says is what he means here. And the final letter is its acceptance, and you can see like it's the longest one. It's 2 cards for me, and he has realized he has nothing to lose. Not only has he said like, I'm assuming, I don't know what's keeping you from returning, but I guess there's something, but he does still try to needle her by saying like, I thought you had ambition, but at the same time, like he has nothing to lose, so he's just using the flowery words that he knows that wouldn't sway Jude. Jude is not a flowery word kind of girl, but at the same time, he's also just bleeding his heart out on this letter, because what does he have left to lose? She's obviously not coming back, and he has to accept it. So then he, you know, ends the letter with, and yet my heart is buried with you in the strange soil of the mortal world, as it was drowned with you in the cold waters of the undersea. It was yours before I could admit it, and yours it shall remain. And yeah, so that is Cardan's letters. I absolutely am obsessed with them. I read them when I'm having a bad day because they just bleed Cardan-ness to them, and they're so sad and heartbreaking. And I'm like, I wish Jude got them, but at the same time I'm glad she didn't, because I think she would have thought that they were still a trick with him, knowing the place that she was still at in there. And even Cardan's flowery words would have meant nothing to her. She definitely would have thought that was a trick then too.